Um, honey, we're getting absolutely no audio. Martin, the great voice from beyond, is asking where your audio's gone. Martin.
All right. Can we hear me?
What
Can
happened?
we hear me? No sooner did we go
Yeah,
live than the
what
iPad
happened?
crashed. No sooner did we go live than the
But
iPad crashed.
I'm still seeing. I am still. Hang on, whoa! Before you go and change things around,
Okay.
I am still
Okay.
seeing the iPad as your audio. As your video.
As my video source. Interesting. Okay.
Yeah,
Um,
they're right
so I don't
now
know if there's a
watching
delay
you
here or
still
not,
on
but
the iPad.
oh, okay. Well, let's
Because
use the iPad as a
I
camera and
have.
let's see what happens.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to view comments using
Well,
the phone
I'm gonna
and using audio using the phone.
I'm gonna mute the iPad's mic then, just in case,
Okay,
because we are
just in case.
picking
Yeah.
up your phone audio.
Yeah. Okay.
What mic were you using on the iPad? Things are good. Yeah. Yeah.
I, as far as I know, it was using the actual the earbud mic because it should be doing that. Either that or it was using the iPad's mic itself. But literally, that iPad screen is frozen.
Oh no,
So
we see you moving, and
okay,
I've got your iPad on as your video. That has not
okay,
changed because
all right.
the other view is interesting.
It's kind of a low angle. I feel like dawn in
Yeah,
that
yeah.
view. You know.
But we can, hey, on the lower view, we can actually read our banner behind you.
That's true. Yeah. Okay.
We
So
really can.
we'll
Oh God,
just we'll see how this
you've
goes.
got two
And
cameras going now.
I got two cameras going. Yeah, inadvertently. You know, but
So you don't need me.
oh,
You don't need me anymore.
didn't need you anymore. Oh my god,
Okay, we just got
the
a great look
drama,
at your underarm.
the drama.
I
Ah,
love having control over you though, because I've got both of your cameras now
we
showing.
control the vertical. We control the horizontal.
Well, so do
Okay,
you
so
want to
as
say
long
the
as the
welcome
iPad
thing?
just stays, yeah, I can do that again because that actually probably didn't happen, did it? So, greetings, fellow hapsters, and welcome,
Did
replay
not hear the
viewers.
audio at all.
Yeah, okay. Thanks for joining tonight. How is everyone doing? We'll give a little time for a few more people to sign in and see how things go. This is the joy of co-running a broadcast from two different locations. She's got broadcast studio over at her end, and I've got an iPad that doesn't seem to want to cooperate with HAPS for some reason. So I'm not sure. It's a relatively new iPad, so I wouldn't think that there would be an age or compatibility problem, but I don't know.
Well, it's the iPad Pro,
So
right?
it's the Pro, yeah.
And we had problems with the old iPad Pro and Periscope.
Hmm.
So maybe it's just something about the way the Pro communicates. Maybe it's because it's kind of halfway in between a laptop and an iPad. Oh hell, I'm gonna come visually in,
This is true, yeah.
so I'm not the disembodied voice.
Not a disembodied
So it's
voice.
kind
One
of
of those text
halfway.
me in 50 minutes, yeah. Hmm.
It's kind of halfway in between two worlds. So it's possible that it just doesn't communicate the way it's supposed to.
Hmm. Yeah, exactly.
You know.
So yeah, we will figure it out. Yeah, but as long as if it is still showing video and I've got audio going through the phone, I don't know if there's any lag or delay. It doesn't feel like there's a lag.
Well,
We should
we've
be
only
good.
got 2 hours tonight, and I'm going to be missing for
Yeah.
part of this broadcast anyway. But we've only got the 2 hours, so
Speaking of which, I'm gonna set that two-hour
we'll get
timer.
down to it. And oh, I
Mm.
suddenly got a close up of his nostrils.
As long as you're not showing them a close-up of my nostrils. Hmm. Hmm. All right, there we go.
Don't
Two-hour timer is set. So
misbehave like that, and I will. Swear, misbehave like that, and I will.
I know.
I'll find ways to show him close ups of parts that we don't want to, but
I don't want. Wait a
we're
minute.
not that
Hang
kind of
on.
broadcast.
Oh, Oh,
What I already cleared my
that
throat,
even that's really okay.
kind of.
Kind of, sort of, maybe.
Okay, so I'm while Martin sorts himself out and starts pulling things forward a little bit. I think he already
Hmm.
has. I don't know. I
Yep,
didn't
I got
check with him when I
few things
logged
here
on.
on the table and stuff. Yep.
Okay, we'd like to remind everyone that the October story time is going to be different. For just 1 month, for just September, the sponsorships will be for every $5. It's another person that you want remembered. We're going to do a remember me thing.
Hmm.
It's a week before Halloween itself. So it's a week before Halloween weekend because we don't know what our Halloween weekend's going to look like. So it's actually
Hmm.
approximately 7 days before the actual Day of the Dead. Well, 6 days before the actual Day of the Dead. But we wanted to do it this way. And I plan on downloading and saving it and replaying it on our Facebook page on the 30th. It's also the same
Hmm.
weekend as a major local convention. I'm hoping to be able to do it from the convention, which means we have to get a really good Wi Fi feed, or Martin and I will only be at the convention in the morning or not at the convention at all on Sunday and
Hmm.
doing this instead. It's up in the air. I'm going to be submitting to the convention the idea and see what happens because Martin and I are really missing conventions, so we're not going to
Oh, big
lose
time.
the
Yeah.
opportunity to, yeah, to be able to panel at a convention again. Um, so the Remember Me means we will be getting names instead of a character. When you do the sponsorship, we will be asking you to send an email to us with the names of anyone who has passed, whether it's a pet or a person or whatever, um,
Hmm.
that you want honored. And we will end a small write up, just a tiny, like just a few minutes, so that everyone can get into this. And yes, um, we'll be reading them out. We'll be doing a similar thing to what we did last year. And
Hmm.
this time, let's make it bigger. We will either be donating a percentage of the money. We're not sure what percentage yet. We haven't figured that out. We'll be donating a percentage of the money to either World Wildlife Foundation, so WWF, or Ultra, Monarch Ultra, which is a local organization. So we haven't
Hmm.
decided either what we're going to do for that. And then when Martin's finished with these crowns with you guys, we still have to figure out what we're going to give away this month for the
Hmm.
pirate story time.
Ah,
But
yes. What could we
tonight's
do?
the last chance, folks. So
That's
when
right.
we get off with you guys, Martin and I have a little evening obligation, which we will follow through with.
Hmm. Yep.
And and then we'll be sitting there and assigning character types.
Hmm. Yep.
So if
Whose
by the end of
deadline
this
is midnight
broadcast
tonight? Yeah.
you haven't told us what you want to be,
We will
we're gonna
choose for
start
you.
assigning.
Yep.
Uh-huh. Musicians
Hmm.
or those who have recorded music that they belong, like that they own to. Um, I would like to start doing collaborations for story times where it's a
Hmm.
different musician per story time to provide sort of background music behind the story. So even if you've got it pre-recorded, that's okay. We'll invite your HAPS profile in and spread this to musicians you know on here. Make the offer to them as well. But we'll invite you
Hmm.
in, and you can provide the music behind us. So we'll probably turn the music down to about 50% volume, just so it creates an atmosphere. And then maybe we'll end it with you type thing.
Ambient.
If I can get a track ahead of time, I can make your music our closing credits as well. So yeah,
Hmm.
musicians on HAPS and musicians you guys know on HAPS, let us know if you are interested.
Yeah.
I
I think that would
think
be awesome. Awesome
I
thing.
think
Yeah.
that was my part.
Hmm.
I think that was. Oh yeah, and the takeover. The two people who were going to be part of our takeover canceled. So if we don't find two other people to be part of our takeover, apparently we're not allowed to have a takeover because they have to be collaborations.
Hmm.
So the subject matter is cosplay. Is there anybody out there that's available on the 8th? So for everyone else, we've asked is either plans or isn't interested in halves. We're trying to fix that. And
Mhm.
yeah, it's really tough. In other parts of the continent, people are at work. So photographers who have taken pictures of cosplayers themselves. I'd love to get a parent in or someone who's cosplayed alongside kids and
Mhm.
all that stuff. So Martin, would you like to take over? And
I
I
will
will
take
drop
over.
back
Yeah.
to being a voice in the background. Actually, it's almost
All
8
right.
o'clock already.
Mhm.
I did not have a very big meal,
Time
and they're
flies.
giving me beans again. I'm eating so
Oh no.
vegetarian right now. It's like, oh, yeah, I know.
It's just they find it's just easier to give you vegetarian than to deal with what kind of meat to give you, chicken or
So I bought
chicken,
myself
turkey.
pizza
Mm.
yesterday, and I've been eating a slice or two at a time. I had half of what they brought me for dinner.
Mhm.
Ah, I got something stuck in my teeth from that half. Um,
Oh no.
but everyone, we're going to ask you to
Go
respect
take
this.
care of that.
But yes, it's basically I've taken advantage of an opportunity to get everything back on track for me,
Mhm.
to kind of rediscipline my life. So Martin better watch out.
Mhm.
But my thought is to pop down to the kitchen with some of this pizza, just 2 slices, not a lot of food, just enough, and microwave heat it up and come back up. And that way, Martin, you can have the whole
Mhm.
feed, and hopefully we won't jump around. And then once I eat my pizza, I can bring you guys up to the meditation room where the internet is better, because by then it'll be 8 o'clock and
Mhm.
easier to go up there.
Oh, that's true.
So can
Yeah.
we live without me for the next 10 minutes?
Yeah. I suppose we could. I suppose we could. Yes.
Show them those
Alrighty.
crowns. Keep the energy up, Martin. Come on.
Yes,
You
absolutely.
know they love you.
They do. I know, and I love them. I love all you guys. So,
Uh,
the other day,
Hold on. Do you love me still?
oh, I still do.
Do you love
Always
me
will.
still?
I do. Always will.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna go make myself some food. Be right
Okay.
back.
Go heat up some food. All right. So while she's off doing that, we will go back to the crowns, the crown that I was making the other day. So finished off the piece. This is so weird because my screen's frozen. I can't actually see what you guys are seeing, but that's okay. So I finished off the piece, made a mold of it. So tonight we will take this mold apart and let's see how it turned out. So who else is out there tonight? I've got comments. I can see comments over here because I can't see them on my main screen. Oh, that turned out really good. That turned out really good. Let's see what I can do here about getting some better light um, closer to where the camera is. And hang on a sec. Show live. I won't see comments if I show live, but at least I'll be able to show you guys. So there's the mold. Here's the actual um, part. Try and get a better angle here with the all the bits and pieces that we pulled off the old crown and glued those together into a flat piece. So now this is a mold of one single section of the crown. Move this guy aside out of the way, down on top of the garbage can because we need the garbage can probably. And we sit back here. Fantastic. Yeah, so that turned out really, really well. So we've got all the detail has been recreated, and we've got where the bigger stones are. We've got cutouts that go right through the crown, so that there'll be openings in the actual material itself. When we stick the stones on, we can actually um, the large flat stones will sit on a curved surface, right? So what I'm going to start doing tonight is start pouring some of these guys. I'm hoping our table is level here. Bear with me for a sec. I'm just going to go grab a level and see how the table's doing. Because one of the things with making these molds is you want to make sure that they're level so that when the material is poured, it's the same thickness all the way across. All right, so what we'll do here is just double check. Yeah, depending on where that's sitting, it's actually not bad. And then go this way. Can be a little higher at the front of the table. So what I can do is I can take a little bit of material, tuck it in underneath the cardboard here, and lift up the front edge of the cardboard. That's much better. Yeah, reverse my camera here. Here, okay. So that's way better. So as long as the mold stays essentially in that location, it's level in both directions. So just drop that down over there. And use this tray here for when pouring the resin, so that we don't, if we do a spill, it's not gonna end up spilling all over the table or anything along those lines. And what we're going to use for this one, because I need to make 6 or 7 of these and want to try and do it fairly quickly. We've got some older batch of Smoothcast 320. Normally we use the 321 because it gives you about 10 minutes that you can pour and set the material and everything, and half an hour or 45 minutes before you can pull it out of the mold, right? But the 320 is faster. It gives you about 3 minutes to mix and pour, and in about 10 minutes you can demold it. So for this, where I'm just doing a straight pour, I don't need to worry about shaping anything or getting into a larger area. The faster resin is going to be a little bit better to work with. So one of the things we need to figure out is, how much resin do we need? That's always the tricky part. If I take our original piece here and let's try and do a little bit of math. Math. So, anyone remember from basic chemistry, 1 cubic centimeter is equal to 1 milliliter, right? So, what we will do here is, 5 by 10, let's see, so that's 50, and it's about a half a centimeter thick. So that means that this part, the main part of the crown, is about 25. Let's say 20 because it's missing a couple of holes there. 20, and possibly the remaining pieces. It's a little hard to measure them because they are a complicated shape. Let's say another 20. So we're looking at a total of about 40 cubic centimeters. Even that seems kind of big, doesn't it? So our first one, we can do a little test. We can do a test. Let's go for 30. No, you know what? We're gonna go for the 40. If we have a little bit of extra, we got some extra little molds here that we can pour stuff into. Let me go grab one of those. Always handy to have an extra mold lying around in case you have a bit of extra resin. That way, you're not really wasting the stuff, and then that gives us a chance to have some spare castings and little off casts and stuff like that we can use on other projects. Always wear gloves. You know what? I'm not going to go with these black ones. This is the thing. We've had problems with these because they're a medium size. And right now, with all the pandemic and safety and everything going on, you still can't find the decent nitrile, work gloves for a reasonable price, if you can find them at all. So we got these. They're a vinyl glove. They're not the greatest of gloves, but at least they go over the hands without any issues. whereas those nitrile gloves, I can barely get them on my fingers. So, as we've done before, now the Smoothcast, the 320 series is 1-to-1 by weight, which Christina loves. She prefers or sorry, 1-to-1 by volume, which Christina loves because she doesn't have to do any complex calculations or pull out the weigh scale. So let's open it up and find out. Hopefully this batch is still okay. I need a wrench in order to open the container because they're sitting around for a little while. The caps get a little bit. Hey Jedi Senshi, how are you? So Christina's off. She started the broadcast from where she is. But she's off to down to the kitchen to heat herself up a little bit of food. Okay, there we go. So we're gonna go with the 40 cc's, 40 milliliters. Good but bored. Bored? You're bored? Not because of me, are you? I hope not. So we're gonna go with 40. These are 30 cc um, cups. So we're gonna do 20 of each. I'm hoping that this resin is still okay. It looks a little cloudy, but we'll see what happens. Now, what this means, I'm never boring. Oh, good. Oh, good. I always worry about that. It's something about artists. We undervalue ourselves, and we also yeah, underappreciate ourselves. So I'm gonna pour 20 of each. Let's see if that's too much or too little. Once we get down to it, I need a larger cup in order to mix those into. It's Labor Day, so there's nothing interesting open or on TV. Yeah, yeah, we kind of noticed that ourselves, but nonetheless. So we'll pour in our B. What we'll do is we'll just keep these cups available to do the measuring out of, and then pour in our A. And let's hope this resin is actually good. So this is 40 milliliters of the Smoothcast 320. Hopefully it's the right amount for this. We'll see in a moment or so. Now, with this only being a 3-minute working time, I got to mix it fairly quickly and then just pour. Luckily, it's a smaller mold, so it's not going to take the full 3 minutes to pour. For the larger molds, like the full crown, it takes a little bit longer to pour. You got to be careful with pouring and over pours and stuff like that too, right? So it's always better to use the slower resin when you've got a larger mold to work with. Yeah, 40s. Getting actually pretty close. Maybe do 35. I'm just trying to look at the mold from the edge on to see how we're doing level wise. Don't want to over pour and you don't want to under pour. Because what I'm going to end up doing is taking half a dozen of these and yeah, looks like 40 is going to be about it. Very little left in the cup. But yeah, take about a half a dozen of these and stack them end to end in order to. By the way, my cats are up to something. Oh, Dawn, hey, something about work pants. Hang on one sec, folks. I got gloves, so I can't scroll back on the comments and trying to just very carefully make sure we not over poured or under poured. Let's see if I can do this. Will this? Oh, it will. Okay. I'm wearing work pants. Hey, Dawn, how are you? My cats are up to something. Cats are always up to something. I don't know where Hathor is right now. Yeah, they've. I always wonder. Sometimes you wonder, okay, they're too quiet. Something's going on, and sometimes you wonder, okay, what the heck are they doing? There's some horrible noises going on in the kitchen. Oop. Yeah, boom, 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 boom. Ah. I was feeling it. Oh yeah, gotta go work. My audio isn't working now. Oh no, Christina's back on in her end. Her audio is not working. Um, this is part of the problem with where she is right now is the ooh, starting to kick. That's one what you see with these resins is they come out kind of a clear ambery color like honey, and when they start setting, when they start kicking off, I don't know whether you can see it or not, because again my camera feed is stalled, so I don't even know what's viewing and what's not viewing, but it starts to go kind of a creamy off white color. It's like curdling milk, and then so it looks like it's doing okay. We may have successful. So this resin, I think Christina, I think some of this resin is this one of the ones we got from Rabbit's Choice when they closed down. Reloading, they were too noisy playing, I suspect, but now Bob has joined me. Oh, okay, he's probably going to play the innocent, right? It's the other two. They did it. They were doing something. I was here all along, you know. But yeah, I think some of this resin is the stuff we got from Rabbit's Choice when they closed down, and we went in and got a lot of stuff. Did you turn on the AC? It's actually the humidity in here is very low right now. It's actually pretty amazing. So, because we're at about 20 degrees outside, humidity level out there is pretty low. The house is actually relatively cool, and yeah. Hang on, reloading. There she is. Either that or a horse has just joined the broadcast. Wait a minute, I thought the
Yeah,
Wild
that's
West
right.
was last month.
Um, so is your screen unfrozen as well?
My iPad screen? No, it's still exactly as it was before you went to get yourself some food.
Hmm,
So I'm just hoping
fine.
for the best. It's doing okay. Yeah, this resin here, the 320 looks like it's still okay because this is some of the older stuff we got from Rabbit's Choice, but it's kicking off
Well, it's not
nicely.
what we're using for the final crown, right? The final crown is the
No,
321.
the 321, yeah. The 320 is the faster. I figured it's a smaller mold. Don't have to do a lot of work after pouring and stuff like that. So go with the faster stuff.
Yes,
Use
Jedi
up some of the
Senshi.
older
I'm
stuff.
I'm letting him hog the screen, and with the feed here being unstable and not as strong as it is in the meditation room,
Hmm.
um, if I come on video, it'll slow him down and make things choppy
Yeah,
as well.
the whole thing will stutter.
So I'm going to stay on audio until I'm done food because I can't bring food up there. And then for the last half of this broadcast, I will be going up there. Why? Thank you. I try to be smart.
Uh-huh. Wise. You are smart. You're very smart.
Besides, do you guys really want to watch
SMRT.
me eat?
Hey, they've watched us eat before
That's
more than enough times, right?
not the point. The broadcast is about the crowns and story times.
That's true. That's true. Okay, so we're still a little green, so I'm gonna let that sit. Yeah, this resin's got a 10-minute demold time, so uh, it's only been about 3 or 4 minutes now since I mixed it. Oh,
So of
there she
course I had
is.
to walk away and go down. You know, I had to walk away and go down a whole flight of stairs because the elevator's broken. Thank you, children.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
Um,
children broke the elevator.
so
It
so
was
how did the mold turn out?
the mold turned out great. Yeah, it really caught the detail. No flaws in the mold at all. No air bubbles. So really quite happy with that. And so's Hathor. Hey,
Sweet.
baby. So yeah, do about
See,
six or
I'm the
seven of them and
voice.
see how it goes. Yeah, what's up, baby? Mm-hmm.
No, for these because unlike the fantasy fairy crowns,
Mm-hmm.
um these aren't going to tie closed in the back, but we are going to come up with a way to adjust them. So
Mm-hmm.
in this case, when we put these up on the store, we're going to be asking people what their actual head measurement is.
Yep.
If it's smaller than the size we made it, or it's smaller than Martin's head, we will be uh, we'll be putting padding inside, like a foam padding inside it,
Hmm.
so that it fits on smaller heads. And if it's larger, Martin and I are going to create a spacer later on, but we're going to wait
Hmm.
until we see what people's head sizes are because it's based on Martin's head size.
Yep.
And of course, there's a whole hair thing.
Hmm.
If someone's got a really fat wig, it may have to be bigger. But or
Hmm.
we can cast another section if someone's head is really that much bigger, although I doubt, or that much hair or whatever. If it's a whole section bigger, oh wow, that'll be easy. We just pour another section and
Hmm.
and add to it. But by the time Martin's done there, we will have the one section which he's working with right now, and then we will have the full um, length around. I wish we had. I think that where's the mold for your present day, Stefan?
It's actually over at staging.
Oh,
Yeah,
because you could have showed him what we were talking about.
that's true. Yeah, because that ended up being a similar process to this. We had a a I guess we had a more rigid mold than we used a softer. Actually, no, we used a soft mold and a rigid material,
Mm-mm.
and then
Well, I started with plasticine,
that's right. Yeah.
and I wasn't going to plasticine the whole crown, so I only plasticine designed the one section,
Hmm.
and then uh, and then we did another mold and
Hmm.
did a whole bunch of them, stuck them together.
Yeah.
It was a lot of dragon skin that was left over at the shop
At
we were with
rabbits.
at
Yeah.
Rabbits, and so we used up. It was old dragon skin, so it was unpredictable and it was crap, but it was fine to make a temporary positive out of. And
Hmm.
then of course it's
Hmm.
always fun making sure that the flexible doesn't stick to the flexible.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
So we mold released it to death. Boy, did we mold release it to death,
Hmm.
and created the final mold, which is the one we used, and we did two sizes of it too
That's right. Yeah, we
because
do have
we
two
did it
different.
without one section. Yeah.
Hmm.
Well, we tried to match the original size of the one that's there
Hmm.
that Martin's working with right now, and for some reason it wound up too small. So we made another
Hmm.
section and then did some cutting away to make it back to down to the size it is now.
So this is still fairly warm.
So I'm assuming
Um,
Martin that you
hmm.
you did this all okay and oh nice.
Hmm.
But I am assuming that those spaces are appropriate for the stones that are existing in your old crown
Yes,
because
they are.
that's
Yeah.
dead. That crown is dead.
Oh yeah. Well, now that we pulled a whole bunch of pieces off of it to make the pattern for this one, yeah, it's never going to see the light of day again. Well, maybe it's a sample piece, but who knows? So yeah, this part's still fairly warm, so I want to let it sit for a little bit longer before demolding it because I don't want it to necessarily warp or twist. But yeah, I brought an
You
extra
did
mold
an
out in case
awesome
we ever
job, Kirk
oxidize.
says.
Did an awesome job.
Uh,
Thank you, Captain Kirk. Oh, I'm just
I saw
the
a
temperature.
remark earlier too, Martin, about how you're not boring. Did you say you were boring?
Well, Katie came on and I
Well,
asked how
then
she
how
was
did they get
doing,
the
and
impression,
no,
huh?
Katie came on and she said she was bored. I'm like, oh, am I boring you? And she says, no, no, you're not boring. And she's just bored because it's Labor Day and like nothing's open and nothing's on television and ooh, oh, folks, check this out. I don't know what angle, glare wise or anything, but that turned out beautiful.
Angle it down a little, like angle it down away from the light, so to speak. Put it on a slight angle to the light,
Hang on.
or just turn the light level down. You are using the
I'm
camera
using
light,
no,
right?
I'm
Turn
using
the light level down.
the desk lamp. There, how's that?
Well, that's a little overkill.
Hmm.
That's a little overkill. So let's be. It's hard to see.
Hmm.
No, no, that's not bad. We should have that camera light with us at all times.
Yeah, that's true.
So Kirk, he did an awesome job on what?
On being
What?
personable and
Don't assume. He could be talking about a physical thing, or he could be talking about your personality. We need to hear this, don't we?
We do, yes.
I'm teaching Martin how to be humbly egotistical
How to be
on the
humbly
mold.
egotistical.
Oh, the mold that he's working on now. Yeah, yeah. Not being there, I have to rely on
What's
the
what's
camera.
what's that
See,
song
because
again?
I did his Stefan crown,
That's right.
and partially failed, partially succeeded. Well, I was working with old materials, like really old materials.
Yeah, exactly.
Because
All
remember
right,
the
so
first, you were the extra hand for me to pour the one mold
that's
on the
right.
Stefan crown, because it just we wanted to make sure it got it in all the little spaces, and it just bubbled up because there was so much moisture in the air.
It was such an old mold, yeah, or old
And then
material.
you had to run, leaving me alone, and I was like, no, 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 and you were like, you can do it, you can do it.
You can do
And then you
this.
came back, and I went, ta-da! And the second one wasn't as bubbly, but
Hmm.
there was bubbles, but remember it was on the surface, so it was in the back, it wasn't in the mold itself. And besides,
Yeah.
the design of your most recent Stefan crown is so
Hmm.
kind of rough and I'm not sure most bubbles would even show.
No, they
I'm
just
giving
add to
Martin the
the
glory tonight. Well,
look. Yeah.
Kirk, look, that's not fair. I
Hmm?
shared I shared
Say that
my
again?
glory with him when he was away for a couple weeks.
That's very true. Yeah. All
Jeez,
righty.
Martin, look at that. I go and do what we have to get done, and I get cut out of any glory. Well, then why am I here? What's the point of me being here, huh? I'm, I'm,
You
I'm
are the
so
voice of
useless.
car hunger. Oh my God.
I'm
Oh my
so
God.
I'm so useless. Glory
Well,
tonight, like
I
he
think
never gets
Chris. Yeah.
glory.
Are we seeing what's this glory comment? I'm not seeing a glory comment anywhere.
Kirk says I'm giving Martin the glory tonight.
Oh.
He's got a
Uh-oh.
smiley face,
My
so I'm only fake crying,
my
but that's not the point.
phone has stalled too. I'm not seeing any comments now.
But we are not giving Martin's tech the glory tonight.
Apparently, my tech is just failing me left, right, and center. Yeah. Yeah, the last comment I
Well,
had was the one right after he did an awesome job. He says very cool, and that's the last comment I see, and I can't scroll.
he remarked that you did an awesome job on the mold,
Awesome.
and Jedi Sensei said, or it could be NTKOB.
But I do have to say, it was Christina's idea to pull all the bits and pieces and detaily bits off of the old crown and use them to make a pattern for the new one, and that worked beautifully.
I figured if it was
So,
going to keep falling apart, we might as well.
well, yeah.
I'm just happy you managed to get
So
them all straight
thank you for that idea.
and
Yeah.
flat
Well,
again because
some of them were a little bit curved, so it was a challenge to glue them down, and had to clamp some of them so that they
clamps,
clamp. I put the clamp
clamps.
on. So unfortunately, you're going to have to be reading comments now. And as soon as I poured this one, I'm going to take the gloves off for a few minutes and see what's going on with my phone. See if I can get that up and seeing comments
Well, I
again.
can read the comments until I have to go upstairs.
Yeah, exactly. So are we going to have to do
Oh,
this again? I'm gonna have to go live while you go upstairs because you'll be losing the signal, or
I assume so. I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm tempted to. I'm tempted to sneak food into the meditation room
Well, I mean, how
because I'm
often
not
do you
sure I
plan on
can wait
going up?
until we're completely done what we have to get done at 1 o'clock in the morning to pop
Mm.
some popcorn. And I don't know if the kitchen's got hours on it. I doubt it,
Oh,
but
man.
one of the kids had been popping popcorn for like 3 nights straight, and it was like the
Oh, and you can
smell.
smell it down the hall, right?
Microwave popcorn has the most distinct smell in the
Oh, I
whole
know.
wide world.
All right. Take these gloves off. Ow, hair. Just
Are those the ones we
there.
bought a couple weeks ago?
Yeah. All right, let's see what's going on here.
How do they fit?
Not bad. They're a little bit loose. Go back. Oh yeah. Yeah. My phone seems to have. My phone crashed. Hang on. Yeah, my phone totally crashed.
See, again, I can still see it now. Hang on, hang on. Don't restart it because
I
your
don't
audio is
have.
connected to it, and I can still see it. I understand that, but we will completely lose your audio. So hang on a second. I'm going to try turning the iPad's audio back on. Okay? Ah! I asked you to hang on a moment. Ah. Nope, the iPad on the audio on the iPad is still not working. Yeah, yeah, just keep sticking your finger up. Cats and dogs living together, mass hysteria.